Alright guys, welcome back to another match play. Today we are going to be featuring the Burn deck versus Emboar. Now on paper this is actually kind of close to a mirror match. They do play a lot of the similar sort of like fire support cards and whatnot. So you might recognize a couple things that are going to be, a little bit mirrored, but Emboar definitely does have the advantage because of the unlimited acceleration. And then Burn is very heavily dependent on, obviously, the Burn status condition. This video is also one of the longer ones. This match took almost an hour. So if you notice that it's a little bit faster than normal, that's because this is ×3 speed right now. So just letting you know, it's not, instead of double speed, it's triple speed this time around. But anyways, I don't really know what the strategy of the matchups is going to be. It's just going to be, hey, taking cheap knockouts, making sure that Burn at least keeps some energy on the field. Emboar is going to be obviously set up Emboar and keep that up and all that cool stuff. Anyways, the one thing about Burn deck that we really realized in this match is that what is it? Oh, is that there? I wish there was something that did automatic burn, similar to how like Laser and Ariados automatic put sleep. I wish there was a better way of getting automatic burn out. I believe there is a Blaziken that does something similar, where it where that's what you do. You just you laser and now you get all of your cool poison effects. Burn would be nice if there was like a burn item of some sort. With poison, yeah, you have Ariados and that. With sleep, you have like Hypno as like a stage 1 you can tech in. It's really hard to tech in a 1-1-1 line. I mean, it's not that hard, but like then you also have to play like Breeder just to like get it out faster if you need to. Hard to find 3 pieces. It's it's not impossible in the U150 format, but it is just immensely easier to tech in a 1-1 line instead of a 1-1-1 line and a Breeder, right? It's 4 cards versus 2, and easy setup and all that stuff. So, cool thing about burning him here and him taking the tails damage on Burn means that he can't use Download. So that's kind of cool. A little effect there. But it was a kind of decision to use Fiery Licks because they didn't necessarily have to, right? With the Spiritomb in the active, I could have left that in the active, and he could have what's the word I'm looking for? He could have not had any items to play. That's the thing I'm looking for. So that's where that's important. But I am able to get a Claydol out. The switch from last turn's Karina preempted the preemptive wave for the level X. Pretty good sequencing turn 1. But we are going to go ahead and battle compressor away a couple fire energies, that blacksmith, because that Versus Seeker is in my hand. Pretty good stuff. Drop the Porygon, the level ball. I'm not sure what the level ball is going to grab here. Probably another Pokemon, maybe Victini. Could be Spiritomb, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why it would be Spiritomb. Or maybe even Uxie. Oh, Blaziken FB is 80 HP actually, so that's where we're going to go. Versus Seeker for the Blacksmith on the Blaziken. Going to get a really easy knockout here. Would be nice if I had an energy attachment from the hand that turn, but I didn't, so the energy attachment probably could have gone to the Heatran level X. But Rocket's Admin comes down. If you don't know what Heatran level X does, it makes the burn condition always flip tails. So burn just kind of sticks on him, so it's always 20 a turn. With Full Flame or Volcarona in play, it's always 40 between turns. It's not bad, but like I said, I wish there was a way to just auto burn them that's outside of the stage 2. So I think maybe next time we build Burn deck, it gets built a little bit more with Blaziken in mind. You just play like a heavy Blaziken line, I guess. So instead of Burn deck, it becomes like Blaziken deck with like Full Flame and a Heatran level X decked in. I think that's kind of more the appropriate way to build this deck. But regardless, Grady's going to go ahead and get into the Victini and pass. So he's looking to sacrifice, and hopefully I can take this early lead. This is one of those turns where I'm going to need to start putting pressure on attaching an energy to a backup attacker, setting up Volcarona, maybe get that Porygon 2 out, get an easy knockout onto this Victini. If I could knock out one of the bench Pokemon, that'd be even sweeter. That's kind of the plan that I'm going to be looking at having. Blaziken FB level X comes down. It does have that jet. I believe that's more jet shoe where I can snipe something. So maybe even sniping the Claydol is going to be helpful. But instead, we're going to take a retreat and bring up the Rayquaza. So he's stuck in the active. He can't use speed gain. He can't attack with it this turn. So this is just me hoping that T slows it down. But he is able to hit the AZ off of the Claydol and the speed gain. So not looking too hot here, pun intended. A Goop, 2 Fire Energies down, and a knockout. So maybe a little bit of a misplay on my part by going for the Rayquaza instead of taking a knockout somewhere else. But it did put him into that situation where he had to go. So we're going to go ahead and Blacksmith, grab an energy. This will be a knockout. The Super Rod's going to shuffle back in just the Lapras of Fire Energy and the not Lure Poison. The Burning, whatever. What is Heatmore's attack? It's the Heatmore. Anyways. 60, and I believe if you hit an energy off the top 3 or something, it does more damage. Maybe that's what I did there. But regardless, I missed knockout. I really should read these cards. I am so unfamiliar with the burn deck. It was one of those ones where we kind of just slapped it together. It might be something he can't attack, so we had to Versus Seeker retreat. I bet you that was what it is, or AZ, or something like that. Like I said, I really should read what these attacks do. The burn deck is one I am not necessarily a fan of. And Emboar is actually not that bad of a deck. The combo works with... he's got multiple ways of accelerating from his hand, and the speed gain Quaza to the Charizard G level X, being able to bring over fire energies from that. So he's got acceleration from the discard, acceleration from the hand. He's got Blacksmith to work with. So a lot of cool stuff there. Gonna go ahead and Scorched Earth. Use both Porygon's abilities, and then take him out to the knockout with Magby, so that I can prevent him from doing damage. He needs to hit a Hex here. His Goop's already gone, and he doesn't have Porygon, but he does get the Gust to get out of it, which is quite unfortunate. But we can hope that he flips Tails here. We can hope that he flips Tails on the Charizard level X's attack. If it's heads, he keeps his energy. If it's tails, he has to discard all 5 of those guys. Not the worst thing, because he can just get them right back. Fisherman does get these energies back. He'll manually attach the lightning, put 2 fires there. Now he's got 2 Pokemon on his side of the field that can do 150 damage to just blow something up. Not looking too great. Evo Soda's going to get the Volcarona so I can do some extra damage. I think we're just going to try for a Sweet Sleeping Face again, because my Porygon's dead. Superior Energy move will get rid of those 2 lightnings. He's going to have to flip some heads again. Not the worst issue in the world. Lysander, this is actually not a bad... I don't mind this play by me. It's one of those things where if he doesn't get a way to get out of the active, he'll die coming back into my turn. So hopefully I can Hex him out of something, or what have you. Trying to set up this the Porygon again with Super Rods and whatnot. He doesn't have any draw power. Maybe that's the reason I did it as well, if he doesn't have any cards in his hand. So this Mallow will put cards on top. However, he can't draw them with Claydol because of the special condition on Claydol. So Muscle Band goes down there. There is the Juniper. He still has 1 more supporter left from download. You can still accelerate energies, so we can get 2 fire energies that way. But there is a Junk Arm for the Versus Seeker. Or he's thinking about it at least. But it rips the Floatstone instead. I don't know why. I think he might have been considering AZ there, just to keep the 40 damage off of Claydol. That could be it. But he still will Junk Arm, For the Versus Seeker, it looks like for the Fisherman, perhaps. Looks kind of funky when there's when it's going triple speed like that. Nope, it will be the trump card instead. Resetting a lot of things. Gonna go with that free retreat, and he's going to just obliterate. No, he's gonna use Charizard G's attack, not Charizard level X. Keep those energies on. Looking through there, definitely gonna switch those up. And then he's just gonna Charizard's attack. Now he still has this Charizard Rampage, and it's gonna be really hard for me to take this knockout. Gonna need to hit a fat amount of damage. Luxury Ball for Porygon 2. Hopefully get some streaming going here. But here's a situation where, like, if I had a burn attack, not a burn attack, but a burn item, it's basically just essentially adding 40 damage, right? Like, it's just a plus 40 damage on, like, a laser. Like, it's the same thing as, like, Laser Verbank. It'd be like a flamethrower full flame, you know, 40 extra damage a turn. That's why I think it'd be really nice to have something like that. And that's why I think I built this deck wrong. I definitely played the deck wrong. I tried to be cheeky with a couple random knockouts, but now I finally take the Jet Shoot on the Claydol knockout. That's what I probably should have done a couple turns ago. Not playing well this game. This was the first game after I was sick. I had the flu, and Greedy was over in Spokane, just hanging. And so this was the first game after I was sick. That's why in all these videos, if you notice all the Jello and Sprite and that sort of thing, just trying to get some stuff back in my body. So, not playing well. I guess I'll use that as an excuse. The other excuse I have is that I'm just bad. You know, there is that to think about. But it's kind of a closer game. I believe I have 5 prizes left, and Grady's got 4, so he will take a knockout and go down to 3 here. And my Volcarona is sitting on that bench, kind of scary because that's 2 prizes. But he also does have an Emboar sitting on his bench, which is 2 prizes. So if there's a way that I can avoid a knockout here, or especially after this turn where he is super vulnerable to a Hex play, then that would be great. And so I get the Lysandre off. If I can get a Hex, that's all I need. But no. Instead, I'm just going to do 60 with Mirage Stadium. Means that if he has to retreat, he has to flip a coin. A Hex there would have been just crippling. Because he wouldn't have had any acceleration, but he is able to hit the switch. Keeps the Porygon 2 alive. I could have hexed and then the following turn end him, because there is that N in my hand, but I was not able to hit a. I don't know why I didn't download there. What was I thinking? But maybe I did download and I just missed it. Lapis is no doubt probably either going to go for a Hex or it looks like Fisherman, so that he can charge up something for next turn, or he takes back the Lapis. Never mind. So we're going to grab he's still thinking here, actually. Never mind. Says the Dow's machine has the Lapis. Greedy has tons of tools at his disposal. I don't really know what he wants. Like a Hex Maniac for him would have been really good, but instead he goes for Dow's machine on computer search, for Versus Seeker, for probably, or the Hex is already in his discard pile. Maybe that's it. And maybe that's what I'm missing. Sometimes we go shorthand, and that's what I missed last turn. He already had Hexed. So we go shorthand and just say, hey, this is already in here, sort of thing. And here is great, end to 2, because he doesn't have a draw Pokemon on his discard, and I can hit a Floatstone Energy and knock out that Porygon. That's what I need right now. There's the Floatstone in the discard pile. Do I have the energy in my hand? Does not look like it. So it would have been really great to end him to 2 and knock out the Porygon 2. That would have been the turn. But instead, Greedy it hits a Luxury Ball and a Broken Time Space off of his end to 2. Really not great for me. He's going to be able to get all this acceleration going. Stretcher to recover a little bit. He is now rolling this game. This game is now all of a sudden his. That was the turn for me to try to get back into the game. I needed to end him into nothing and kill the Porygon, or even like take a knockout on the speed game, like drag that up somehow. But no energy in my hand of a deck that plays like 15 energies or something like that. Guzma onto the Porygon 2, only going to be able to play one supporter next turn. I am holding on to that Blacksmith, but I was not able to play it because of the Hex last turn. Grady's going to be able to get that Claydol back out due to BTS. Draw a new hand, pile padding. He's just trying to seal the game at this point. Writing is on the wall. You can kind of see this Emboar deck, how it, the combo between Malevolent Flame, Emboar, and Speed Gain. Just those three Pokemon, you're just going to be dealing 150 a turn practically. This Victini does 50 damage plus the Muscle Band to knock me out, so he's saving that 150 on the bench. I'm going to need a way to, yep, we're going to end him down. We're going to Luring Flame up the Claydol. That's how we're gonna stick him here. Hopefully take another prize of some sort, right? So there's the Pokemon Retriever. Shuffling 3 back in. Porygon 2. I got a Porygon again, but looks like a Junk Arm. Maybe goes for this Evo Soda. Yep. Evo Soda for the Porygon 2. Looks like I got all 3 of my support Pokemon out. Yet, not a whole lot going on. Maybe I can hit a Hex here. I think that's what we're going to try to go for. Bouncing the BTS is not going to be Full Flame. Definitely a good card to have here, so now I could Hex. Collectoring to get stuff out of my deck. Going to Ultra Ball them away and fail the search. And then Luring Flame, 40. And now he's left with 1 card in hand. What can we do? He's going to try to Speed Gain a whole bunch. 1. So it looks like he hit 2 on that. 2 on the Speed Gain. He can Malevolent Fire those over. If he has this, if I end him into a Switch or an AZ, energy removal, and if this pass comes in, I take a knockout. Maybe that's what I'm going to need here. Yep. Goes there. And I think this pass ends up happening. But I don't have a lot in my hand. I have a, looks like a Flareon, maybe, if that's in my hand. We're talking about something, but I do take a knockout and he goes into Victini. Flufferberry Battle Compressor, that looks like a Hex Maniac in my hand. The Battle Compressor probably is going to need to be played. Yep, Battle Compressor definitely needs to be played here so that I can thin the deck up a little bit for when I use Porygon 2 and Claydol to draw extra cards. What am I really looking for here? Hard to say. Retreating into the Torkoal and burning him would be nice. He just needs 1 energy to retreat. So I think finding a way to burn would be great, but looking at this hand of mine like real quickly, looks like I don't have a lot to draw. So P-Com away to fail. That's going to get 2 more cards out of my hand. I think that's just going to be a Delta Species Porygon after this. Might have a Marley's in my hand, that's why I'm hovering the Junk Arm. Yep, Marley's, Junk Arm, and Versus Seeker. He's going to give me the Versus Seeker. I think an N would be smart here if I can. Maybe that's the play I go for, maybe that's not the play I go for. I need to end him. But instead I go Sycamore. Because I'm still looking for this fire energy, so like, if I could Luring Flame up the, that's not what I go for, and I think he just gets an energy here. Pokemon Retriever off the end for Uxie for the energy to retreat. Yeah, that's how that game ends. Grady only needed, like I said, only needed to hit the energy, and he has the Retriever to get the Uxie back. So yes, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you had a good one. We'll see you next time.